evening or a morning or whatever it is wherever you are. Think that Garagrim and I are about to head over to Enchanted Lands and go to Runnyeye, maybe clear up some quests, and well, we'll see. We'll see what goes on when we get there. Let's see. Now, I think we may as well use the teleportation shard and jump over that way. Unfortunately, the in-game voice is not working right now, so it's going to be all text back and forth between the two of us, I think. We'll see how it goes. I've been playing over on Origins the last couple of days, and not Origins, on live, doing some Frostfell events. And I think that I finished all of the quests over there with my character, Garagrim. There are some repeatables that I could do, but otherwise, I think I got it all taken care of. Other than that, I didn't go do so I didn't go open all of the chests that you can open with the keys, like the cheery key and the festive key and all that, because basically you have to, run around looking for those. I don't think that they have set locations, I could be wrong. But regardless, I didn't go checking for them, basically. What those have in them is the crafting tables for Frostfell. That's how you get the Frostfell tables for your house, or for your guild hall. Which, if you guys were watching the stream the other day, I was showing you guys that we do have them in our guild hall over there. I didn't show you that we have about a bajillion things, raws to use in the depots. So, we can craft Frostfell pretty much all year round.
Hello.
Without any issue. Looks like Garagrim took a probably Qeynos Harbor ticket straight over there. But we're going to be a little slower going about it. Gonna get there eventually. It's unfortunate that we don't have volume in the game right now, because it means that I can't communicate verbally with him, and life would be easier if I could. It's always better when you can, so it's okay. We'll make it through these hard times,
Salutations.
So I'm going to just fly over to the Antonica station, and I'm going to fly toward the southeast station and jump off partway at the docks. Hey, Jibba Jabba. Right. Yeah, I went ahead and left it on for a while. I may turn it off later, but I wanted to make sure that everybody who put in their bits, who got the opportunity to, have what they paid for, right? So how you been tonight? Yeah, and I actually did a little bit to it, because the first time I had it on, it had the background showing, which is, as you may or may not have seen, just like a wood paneled wall. So that's what's behind me here. But it was taking up a lot of the screen, and I wanted people to have a more clear view. I don't see any reason to have a big old wood panel showing, and that way I could personally be more visible and without having that background taking up so much room on the screen. So I think it works better this way. If not, let me know. I mean, I know it can be a little bit wonky with if I move around, which, as you may have noticed, I move around a lot. Um, so it may kind of make part of you disappear. And I'm not sure it actually has my hair in it at all. Who knows? Uh, okay, you said you've been on live messing around, with my billions and trillions of damage. Yeah, absolutely. I was over there doing a Frostfell quest, and I went into the icy keep, and it was like crazy because the character that I was playing, I believe, had last really been playing in the battlegrounds at level 30. So he had on a bunch of subjugators level 30 gear. And then I think what had happened was they came out with that thing where you can't level up past like maybe 110 as a crafter unless you level up your adventuring. And I didn't really care about leveling up his adventuring because he's a conjurer, and one of my main characters is also a conjurer. I really had never intended to level him up, and he was just going to be a crafter. So I was in a position where I felt like I had to go ahead and level him up, and so I was doing that, but I didn't. I didn't ever finish that process. I got him up apparently to level 99, and I was just kind of keeping him in the gear that he had on, plus whatever just randomly dropped. So I was going and doing the icy keep at level 100. My guy was 99 in like level 30 gear. I think the highest level gear he had on may have been 60 or 70, and that was just one or two pieces. Um, and so I ended up like grabbing some gear off the broker real quick while I was in there, and nothing, nothing fancy, just like very, very basic level 98 common gear, probably from like Pinwheel or something, I don't know. Um, really silly. Jibba Jabba says most everything is one shot, one kill. Yeah, exactly. It's so boring. So this was a little bit more of a challenge to have virtually no gear on. Um, but it was not really challenging. It just took longer. So yeah, I find myself eternally bored on live in almost any condition. Really, it's pathetic. I remember going and doing those familiar quests, and you mentor down, and then what I would have to do is mentor down and then take off gear so that you can do little enough damage that you don't kill the guy that you're trying to capture with the little you had to click him when he was at like 50% or something like that. And so in order to not just destroy him, I would have to take off gear after mentoring down to the appropriate level. It's just ridiculous. It was harder to not kill the thing you were trying to do for your familiar quest than it is to kill the things you're trying to kill. Stroby One Kenobi says late night stream. Absolutely, it's 11 o'clock here. Going to plan to knock out a few things, and then goal is to apparently not run the direct route to Runnyeye, but to run around this random mountain instead. Why run up the stream when you can run around the mountain? It's like the song, over the river and through the woods. Except we're going over the river and round the mountain. It's all right. But yeah, so the plan for me is that I'm going to play some of this and hopefully help Garagrim out in Runnyeye. And then when we get done with this, I'll have to jump back over onto that Watcher of Realms game for just a little bit so that I can do the guild quest because yeah, it needs to be done. apparently every day in order to keep your, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm lost. I'm confused. Garagrim is letting you know that he made it into Runnyeye. Just in case I don't know what's happening. It's good. It's good when people tell me what to do. Alright, cool, cool. Makes you wonder why I don't like stream more. Get some hand holding, you know? Yeah, I suppose I'll go and throw a buff onto Garagrim. And then, we're level 40, that should be plenty high for Runnyeye. In fact, it's almost too high. Let's see, do I have any quests to share? Might do. Well, maybe I only have the ones that you put. Ah, there we go. There's something. No bueno. Gotta wait. You must be AFK. Oh, he went to the bathroom. Good choice. Took me forever to get here. Let me see if I can get this voice to work real quick. Sometimes you can turn it off and then turn it back on with good success. Sometimes. Sometimes not. Well, let's try the other way. Where we go to the options and wait patiently because I guess, I don't know, maybe a lag spike? Not sure what it was. Something. We don't want performance, we want voice options. Voice chat. Let's disable it here. Accept that. And then go back. And then re-enable it. See if that works. Alright, there we go. Got there. Now I'll let him know that I'm in group voice. And then I guess I'll start actually trying to kill this creature a little harder. Before Garagrim dies a terrible death. One of the hazards of grouping with me, actually. I may be paying attention, I may not. You never know. And that's the other thing. Can I remember how to play this character? It's been a couple days, and how quickly we forget, you know? Let's see here. Actually, we have something for him. I grabbed it, and he's gonna love it. Don't know if you saw that, but it's Hammerhead guard. Found it on the broker for like ridiculously cheap. I want to say like 35 gold. Something silly like that. Oh. Dawn is all by himself. Huh. You want to come to Runnyeye? We'll see how lonely he really is in just a minute, right? Oh, he did put it on. Look at that. That is snazzy. You know, you can't get that kind of a helmet just anywhere. Actually, that helmet drops here from the Hammerhead guy. Speaking of, I should check and see if any of the names are up right now. I don't know what we've got as far as quests go. I'm actually going to check them off. Make that a little more plain. I saw your volume go on, but I didn't hear you say anything. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn you up. Okay, try again. Nothing. Can you hear me? It occurs to me, I don't know that I have any of this stuff going on either. I'll start those before I get in the fight and pop that open. And then we'll go back to this. Yeah, the whole program of keep Garagrim from dying. Don says he's trying to finish the books in Obelisk of Lost Souls. But both on them. You want to join me, he says. Resting in Runnyeye. Afternoon. Got another one over there. I'm going to stun it. Well, mez it actually. To be fair. I don't think that's a safe place at all. Okay. I just realized that he can still hear me. I just can't hear him. Also, mana stone. Don't forget your mana stone like I did. So where are you guys playing tonight? Are you on Origins or are you on Live? Or are you just watching? Stroby says Live. I know you said you were hiding out until Echoes of Fadeward comes out. And you could come play with us. We're over here in Runnyeye. Absolutely welcome. You know you want to, deep in your heart. Lowbie says my tune's too low. What level is your character up to? I thought, I know you were at least in your 20s last I knew. Don says Dracula isn't here. They're all asleep. Stubby One Kenobi says that was my life team. She's 25. Origins. Oh, 13, yeah. No groups in so long as man Origins. What? I told you. Just tell me you need some help. You'll come help. That's all there is to it. I feel like I actually get stuff done in my solo on live. Yeah, I remember you telling me you were doing the questing on live. Yeah, you know. Stroby says I also completed 3 HQs. Nice, nice. Which ones? Let's see, you're level 25, so you've probably done In Honor and Service, The Return of the Light, and These Boots Were Made For. Stroby says it's yeah, so exactly. You're like an ancient encyclopedia. Not really. Just made the most sense. Stroby says I just did them today and I had a hard time remembering what loot I got. Never mind the name of the quests. Yeah. Well, you know, I've been playing a while, to say the least. I have no idea why Garagrim is jumping around. What are we doing here? You got some ants in your pants? Lowbie says current status level 25, 101 AAs, and working the next signature line. Nice, nice. We haven't done a key to the past. We'll want to knock that one out. That's so that you can get in for restoring Ghoulbane later. You're also gonna want to pick up Dusty Blue Stone from Vita Swoops in, let's see, she may be in Meadowville. And get that done, because that's a prereq as well. Looks like we got an ad starting in 56 seconds. Accidentally replaced his HA. When you're in a group of two, you have a fighter and a scout like this, you want to have the fighter start the HO, and then the scout can second it, and that way you get this situation right here, with the fighter and scout triggers to it. So, that's the best, you know, I mean, obviously there's only two of you, so you can't make a bigger thing than that. And you see the name of it at the bottom there, Ringing Blows. This one is Ringing Blow. And different HOs will have different names and different effects. So, if you know what they do, that can help. Some of them actually give you buffs. You see this, Swindler's Gift, increases piercing, crushing, slashing range of group members by 13.9. There. And so that lasts for a little while. But you'll get buffs. Some of them apply to you, some of them apply to the group. So this is one reason, like, if you are waiting for a boss, or if you're about to attack a boss, you can attack a smaller group first and get some of those HOs done and have a buff going into the battle, which can help with surviving in fights that you may not otherwise, you know, if something's going to be a hard fight, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a buff going in there, like a pre-buff, because some of them last a few minutes. Some of them are just like added damage, like it'll just be a damage spell basically. Other ones may give you some power, you know, some mana. So anyway, just so you know, that's how that works. I definitely have some folks in here at the moment. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna check and see how many people we're talking about in just a minute. Just hanging out in Runnyeye, doing some probably power leveling. Who knows? You never know. Definitely Runnyeye. We got an ad right here, which I'm gonna miss, and then get back to the main course over here. Well, see, Garagrim did not need to attack it yet because it wasn't unmessed. I could have gotten a little bit of regen first to pop the potion, but I didn't verbally tell him. So, he may not have realized that it was missed. There goes one of our fellow. Well, there's two. That looks poor for them. I think they were on the run. Lowbie says that there's level 14. I thought Runnyeye was like 30s. Let's see who all's in here. We're 20 players in here currently. Looks like we got a level 39, level 37. Me not using mana stone. Level 32, 35, 39, 40. Of course, us at 33, a 35, a 70, 39, 38, 37, 43, 38, 70, 40, 36, 46, 36. All right. So 30s to 40s with a sprinkling of 70s. Well, that's an interesting thing here. That one knows this one. And we can perhaps focus on this guy. And not have Garagrim die here. It's always the goal. Don't die. Stroby says, oh yeah, 33. I'm blind too. You know, it's alright. Dingle dingle and bust your wand off might be what it said. He says seems pretty full right now. Yeah, I would say that's accurate. Pretty full. I was looking and there are 20 people in here right now. Looks like we got some ads on you. Golems. He's on Nez now. I'll try to not run myself completely out of power without using the mana stone again. Using greens is hard. I do it occasionally, but it's certainly not something I'm super good at. Why did I pick that up? I already had that. Yeah, I foolishly picked it up again too. I was thinking at some point I need to get probably like an external keyboard or something instead of just using the built-in laptop keyboard, because that way I can lift up the laptop off of the table and set it on like a wire shelf or something like that so that it can stay cool and so that it's more my eye level and I don't have to be kind of looking down at it. So that was a thought I was having. Probably need to do that. Alright. Hoggins says connect. Got a couple of level 35 double uploads. I think I'm going to go ahead and mez this second, and you don't really need to, but I'm going to. I think it's funny. You get like the EverQuest 2 people and you get half of them saying, oh, I never see anybody in the game, you know, I miss seeing people and things like that. And then you get the other half where they're like, oh, they're stealing my mobs, you know, there's all these people and it's so cool. And, you know, I can't get the guys that I'm trying to get. So, come on now. Which way do you want? You want to see the people or you want to not see the people, right? Thank you for the follow, Spiritus the Invincible. Alright, what am I missing? Spiritus? I like Spiritus. It's like Spartacus. You know? You all know him. It's similar. Spiritus. Nice. You know what? We're not in a good location, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, that's better. I think he just went after one of those. That's fine. Yeah, I know you're 12. I thought it would be, first of all, funny, but second of all, as I mentioned, you could come home. In fact, I think we both have characters not far off from that level. Won't be in too much longer, but somewhat. I doubt Garagrim would mind. Don't forget your mana stone. Ah, yeah. I've invited Hoggins to group with us. He's level 12. I was telling him we could go and help him with whatever he might need as well. I know that you have at least one character around that level, and I think I have one or two as well. Hoggins, you're a healer, right? You're a warden? Yeah. Alright, cool. What level? Level 12. This is good or evil? Warden, so must be good, I think. I don't know. Are they racial? Are they class unlocked these days? I'm not sure. But I think it's good. Okay, says he's a halfling. Oh yeah. I guess I could have just moused over. That would have solved the whole question. This is the placeholder for Hammerhead, I believe, that you're at right now. The burly golem. Had to make sure I wasn't in the crafting gear. Would not surprise me. see about repops right here, but it may be okay. We may not have been here long enough for us to worry about that yet. But I'm going to keep that mez open for sure. Just in case. Got an incoming ad break in 57 seconds. Looks like Mudslinger's up this way. He's the clay golem back here around the pit. Alright. Let's go with the cookie. Actually, I may need that too. Probably, in fact, I think I do. Because I believe this group of minotaurs was in my way last time I was trying to get to it. And he's getting hit hard. Guess I could try to, you know, I don't know, stun him or something. Maybe I did get up. So it doesn't seem to be lighting up for me, so I must have managed it. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, I was watching someone stream EQ2 earlier. They was talking about Chinese and said, always add it to the higher level one. Do you concur? Personally, I prefer to do it to the lower level one. Now, the reason that you may be saying that, yeah, no, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. To some degree, it's personal preference. You're gonna... Normally, the higher level one is going to be the rares of that thing. So you'd have like the halfling bone fragment and the enchanted halfling bone fragment, or the enchanted bone fragments collection. So the fact is, you're not going to finish the enchanted bone collection nearly as quickly as you will the halfling bone collection, because you're gonna get it's gonna be one rare, right, in the halfling bone collection, whereas, you know, if you're looking for the enchanted bone collection, they're all going to be enchanted bones, which are, you know, a rarer thing to find. So, I mean, like I said, to some degree it's personal preference. On the other hand, I would say probably the lower level one. So, like the halfling one would be lower level than the enchanted, you know, if that makes sense. Looks like there might be some people fighting over here. No, that's just the... Oh, no, it is. He's doing okay. Let's see, Hoggins is in Antonica right now. What are you working on at the moment, Hoggins? Lowbie says, yeah, I was doing lower level ones. Usually, just when you do repeatable to get XP. Okay, so the repeatables won't give you as much XP after the first time of doing it. In fact, well, I don't know. That they go down after the first time. You know, you'll still get XP for killing things and whatnot, but as for the quest, not so much. At least that's where it used to be. I assume it still is. Well, that was unfortunate right there. Didn't hit a lot of them with that AoE. But I should have waited for them to be planted more firmly, so what'd I get? Blue repeatable. You doing Captain Itoa's or no Captain Itoa maybe? Over out front of I think North Qeynosian Gates. Actually, should be able to have a look at your journal. I just won't be able to see a lot of details from here. But the argument for doing the higher level ones is you could end up out leveling the lower ones, and especially on live, you could end up out leveling the lower level ones before you finish them. If you've already started on the higher level ones, you may be of a more appropriate level when you finish it, potentially. Okay, so that's the one I was thinking of, Qeynosian Civil Service. Followers of the Fang. I think that's a city writ, and that may be a little more difficult for you. And Pestilence is also a writ. Route for the Picking is a writ. That's Scarecrows, right? So yeah, those are probably going to be more difficult for you to do by yourself, I would say. Nice bear hides. I think that's guinea bears. Could be wrong. Age of rediscovery is young brown bears. Of course, depends on which step you're on. Getting smited pretty hard there again. You broke that pretty quick to me. Shirley says, I appreciate the help for sure, but I'll be hitting the shoot soon. Yeah, let's see. We got one more pitmaster here for this quest. Let me get this real quick before I posit my suggestion. Maybe we can get something out of your journal at least. Oh, it looks like he still needs one. It's cool. So I must have gotten a few of these guys when I was in here. How could I have them? Oh, you know what? There are some at the beginning of the zone. No, those are bookings. Don't remember coming in here and actually fighting very much. I think I killed some non-heroics. Damn. Okay, yes, we'll rack us. And we'll hop over there for the few minutes that you have left, and hopefully we can get something done for you. Now, that being said, who do I have? I don't know. So I need a good character who is lower level. So you're level 12. Let's see, I know that I have one who's like maybe somewhere 10 to 12. I'm not really sure. I just don't recall who the name is. If I knew the name, it could be there's Lemuriel, that's one of mine. I know I made Jabonadu recently. That just brought me right back out all the way. Further than I intended. I should have, you know what, I probably did attempt desktop. I meant to do attempt character select, but, oh well, we'll get there. let's see, we've got Atascana, that's a Mystic level 4, we don't want to mess with that. Level 7, Shadow Knight, and Jabanabi is level 9. So, Jabanabi it is, I believe. It's a level 9 halfling wizard. That's the one we made not long ago on a live stream. So, let's give this a shot. Can I play a wizard? Surely I can. But surely. Oh, do it dove. Yes. I have all manner of strange things. Feel like I better probably throw some of this into some depots real fast. Can't take long. Maybe see if I have anything. Oh, sure, Arcane Bindings, Apprentice 3, why not? Not the most lovely thing I've ever seen in my life, but good enough. Good enough. And for fuel for the depot. Hey, I don't like the look of that. Oh, look, the housing item too. Here, but then I missed the depot. Click the wrong one. There we go. Yeah, much better. Sort those bags and enjoy the empty space. Very nice. Okay, so Double Duff is 10 and 9. Hoggins is 12. Ah, you're the big man of the group there, Hoggins. So, we have a monk, a wizard, and we have a warden. That's actually very nice. Convenient. I don't know that I have anything. Haven't really picked up any quests yet, so it's alright. Happen to have a solution for that. Okay, I see you up there. Don't know what I can and can't pick up yet, but I'm sure I can pick up this one. Alright, this is a Qeynosian Guard locker box of the Tower Guard Regiment, Coldwind Point Garrison. It is filled with supplies and administrative tomes for the garrison. Pick up the logbook that is inside. This is a leather-bound guard logbook. It has the emblem and name of the Qeynosian Guard, Tower Guard Regiment on it. Open the logbook. Coldwind Point Garrison, Qeynosian Guard Tower Guard Regiment, Captain Antonica. We have taken a critical hit in our defenses. Both Guard Imogen and Coldwind have been slain in combat with a horde of golems, gnolls, wishing to flame the lighthouse. The gnolls managed to thieve a map of Qeynos kept on post. I will be taking the bulk of the squad to go chase and retrieve the map. Until then, Corporal Peckett and a few guards will be our only defense. We must wait for reinforcements to provide the local patrol or create a militia of adventurers so that the patrol can be accomplished. Do not remove this logbook by order of the Qeynosian Guard. Put the logbook back and help the garrison. Alright, got it. This is we already know that this is weather bound, but we got that. Alright, so the only things I need are over there, and then I will head over to you. 2 more things to pick up right here. Well, there's actually 3, but I won't grab them. Atherian says, there are many journeys in life. Somehow, the one that always seems the longest is the one that leads you home. I say, what do you mean? He says, at the end of the day, do you find yourself weary and wishing you could simply return home? My friend, I can offer you a chance to do just that. I say, how? He says, all life is connected through various means, some physically and some not. We erudites have studied the multitude of relationships between the physical and magical. You will need to take a vessel with you when you go. I say, where am I going? He says he will go many places. First, seek that which time cannot erase. All the physical matter around us is shaped and formed through its influence. Clear or dark, weak or strong, it is most essential to all living beings. I say, that's it? He says, of course not. If it were that easy, any idiot would have figured this out ages ago. What do they teach you youngsters in school these days anyway? I say, you were saying? He says, my apologies. Your second step is to examine that which surrounds us all. The more there is, the less there seems to be. Hold this vessel aloft and revel in its nothingness. I say, all right. He says, do not fear the third step, for only those without the power to reason will be alarmed. Take the vessel to a place you have seen many times before, and yet not experienced. Rise above all else, and strike when the iron is hot. I say, anything else? He says, tread carefully. Some day you will become one with that with which the vessel must be filled. This must be done by sunset of the third day, or you shall fail. I say, how can I find these places in just 3 days? He says, fine, fine. Take your time. More information I am writing into your journal, so that you will not forget these things. Do not be afraid of the journey, my friend, for it shall lead you home. I say, okay, thanks. All right. Purple Duff is also in the area, so I'm going to head north to you guys. And you have a decent number of quests already themselves. That's very good. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to play this character again. Fortunately, there are not a lot of spells yet, so I think we can handle it. He went right boldly into me. Let's see if I can manage to cure. Oh no, they love me. Oh, I did not cure his detriment there. Detrimental to us all. I can see already that I need to have my cure hotbug. That was silly of me to not have that done yet. Unfortunately, out of power. Don't even have enough to like... Oh, this is a problem. He says, I just wanted to walk the trail I read. That's great. It's a little bit more than we were ready for, I think, but that's all right. Are we all halflings? I don't know, man. Yes, I believe I am halfling. That's wonderful. Alright, so let's try the non-triple up heroic oranges this time. Ah, yes, farmer Walcott, you were thinking.
Oh, my poor crops! What will I do with all these ravenous beetles scurrying about?
And I'm gonna say, sounds like you need a beetle charmer.
A beetle charmer would be grand, if there were such a thing. I would be satisfied just hiring an adventurer to stomp a bunch of the beetles. Oh, my poor Barley.
Then today is your lucky day. Here I am.
Thank the lost gods! I know you can't exterminate all these pests, but please, do your best. I'll reward you with what I can. Don't worry, little Barley. Help is on the way.
I will end your mite problems. So much fizzling. Oh yeah, radio. Dispel magic. Let's not forget about that. I was foolish of being open to the chest. Well, okay, we don't have Scout with us to open it, unfortunately, so there's that. Stroby says, so, you need a healer in YouTube too. Do I save my powerful heals or use it for DPS and heals? So it depends really. If you have, like, if we're having trouble and you need the heals and you have, DPS class with you, then definitely reserve it for heals, especially at this stage of the game. Because you have no way to get any power back. And at this level, we're using it pretty quickly. Your DPS is going to be minimal, so healer, your heals are going to be a lot more important than your very minimal DPS heal. Okay, I've got ACT open over here, and let's see. In Antonica so far, mine has done 51% of the damage. Dribble Duff has done 43% of the damage, and you've done 5% of the damage.
Oh, my poor crops! What will I do with all these ravenous beetles scurrying about?
I've done my best.
You did a great job, adventurer. The crops live another day. Please, take this for your kind deeds.
Not a problem. Anything for an Antonica. Alright, let's see what we have here. This is a debuff, I think. No, it's a threat. A de-aggro. And an interrupt. Okay. I'm going to have to need a pop bar for emergencies. You have one of those. It's going to have to be an interrupt, and it's going to be a cure. But I better grab this brush from Tora.
I wouldn't mind chatting with you in Irontoes East, but here I've got work to do.
Then perhaps I could be of service.
There is something you can do. I've posted a guard at the keep of the Ardent Needle, and he hasn't been reporting to me as often as I'd like. Would you go inspect the keep and make sure everything is in order?
It is the least I can do for Qeynos.
Go then. You'll find the keep on the north side of the ridge, just this side of the Tower of the Oracles. It's one of the few keeps in pristine condition.
I'll return after I've performed the inspection. See that he's hard at work and quickly might rather. Okay, where are we? Well, we've got to... Let's see, first of all, I need to move that. So I think Get in a fight with the equipment from either north. Dragging along, perhaps. But no, here's this one. Okay, that's a damage over time. Damage specifically. This decreases mitigation of target precious elements. So you want it or that. And this one deals damage over time, lasts 14 seconds. Whereas this one lasts 8 seconds. And retest is 8 seconds, retest is 6 seconds. So we'll actually do the engulf first. And then the blaze. Move blaze over here. This one is also heat damage, actually. It's not a dot though. So, alright, there we go. Threat reduction. Okay, you can move this there and this here for now. And make a buffs bar here. And then remove this. No, not that. The interrupt right there. Move that down. Alright. That's a little bit better. Probably need to replace the goal with Scorch. 5 to 9 heat damage. This is 2 to 3. Do that. Alright, and then this was being used for quest, it's no longer important. There we go. Alright. That's a little bit better. It's not great. Sorry, I've got something bugging me there under the headphones. That's how these glasses fit in between headphones and my head, you know? You don't like that. You don't. I do gotta do both. I just have to do both. What am I talking about? Alright, so I need to start using that more often. Alright. RC's requisition is a quest, a dropped quest, and it's very repeatable. Looks like I won one of them. So, of course, he's trading company requisition order at 0244. Oh, the order. I need Timberwolf pelts. Suki said something. Okay, so we just need to be on that top for a minute. Hoggins. You need the shiny. You need on it. See how we roll? Look at that. We both needed on it. You're greeting. Come on now. I know you need that. Back away from him if you need to. I've got him chained. Okay, now in this, if you don't hit them while he's chained, then it probably won't come unchained, so that'll give Gurgleduck a little time to recover. He got his attention that time. It's alright though. Every time he takes damage, it has a chance to break the chain. Unfortunately, I don't have very much power. Alright, let's see if we can just trigger the running around. Moving around, acting like a fool here. Ah. So close. Get him, Hoggins, you can do it. he's at like 3% health. So close. Yeah, unfortunately, what we needed there was some power potions. I should have grabbed them. I was in the guild house, and we should have plenty of them. We just didn't pick up any. We're all using this junk food and drink. Man, I had some better stuff in my bags. Just didn't bring it. Don't have any of my goodies on me. Go with those. I guess that was the thing too. Ambitious. Yeah, probably. You're not exactly geared up or anything going on here. Hoggins says I did one big heal on Jeb when she was full. Oh no. It happens. I have no idea what Gurgleduck is currently looking for. I built timber wolves and keep the Ardent Needle is what this one needs. We've got Little Buff who needs Sleek Wolf Hides. And stuff that we're not going to get right here. I'm wondering, no? Spiritual wolf totems don't kick in until I think level 15. But we do have these weakened blood of the wolf that you can use at level 1. There's a drop from wolves around this area. There's a shiny over there. I see. Good job. I was checking on you and making sure you muted on that. Yeah, for sure. I think there are 3 of the Ardent clones. In fact, that we've gotten 2 of them to drop just during this little brief time here is pretty phenomenal as Global Death was implying just now. I better not do that. He's not quite in good enough condition for me to be ripping aggro like that. Ah, you need to talk to Matt Marissa. That brass key you have there is for the it's like a basement behind the lighthouse. And it's a group instance, but everyone has to have the key in order to get in. Hey, would you mind sharing that Sleep Wolf Hides quest with me? Any others actually that you can for here. You can share quests in the journal. You can go to your quest, click on it, and then you click the share button. And anybody nearby in the group will have it offered to them. If they are already on it or they can't do it, it'll say so in the chat window. So like right there, it says Giovanni is already on it. Giovanni was busy. That means I missed one. Finding bait is the one I was looking at. Qeynosian Civil Service. Qeynosian Civil Service was the one I was too busy for. Okay, could you reshare the Qeynosian Civil Service and right for the picking? And the age of rediscovery. Alright, thank you very much. Excellent. So now we're all mostly on the same quests, which is always nice, right? I don't think anyone needs anything that I have, but I'll go down the list and we'll make sure. Because I really only picked up the things that were right here. Alright, all clear. Okay, that looks good. Had to make sure I had set my group settings properly. I could actually put that on. A good benefit. And then follow. And then I really don't even care which one gets replaced, so it's fine. I think I still need that in the mid-shore. Yeah, I think so. Check completed, just in case. Okay, I don't still need it. I already have it. Okay, good. It's kind of crazy. You know what? I think I finished it in caves the other day. With, I think, Cruise Mount was in there. Let's talk
Oh, look at the mess I am in. My thoughts of wonderment have been stolen from me.
How can someone steal your thoughts?
They have my scrolls, my poems. I was just sitting upon the aisles like I always do, searching for inspiration, when all of a sudden they appeared. I ran and now have lost my scrolls to the howling beasts.
Don't fret. I will go and claim your scrolls.
Will you? Search them well. Yes, search them very well. I know my scrolls are being clutched by those furry paws.
I will return with your scrolls. These apprentices are just distressingly bad. Gotta upgrade these spells soon. We apparently failed to get back into group was when we got that done. I'll go hop over there now. Maybe. Oh, also Hoggins, if you want to not be in tiger form, you can select to hide your illusion form, and then you don't visually have it. So it's up to you. If you want it on, it's fine. But if you don't have to hide it. Right here, hide the illusion thing under options. Yeah, I like to look at it and I completely understand. Sometimes, in small areas, the larger forms can be obnoxious. Yeah, sorry, I was telling you that it's possible to hide the illusion form if he wants to at some point. Looks like an ad starts in 37 seconds. We have a tournament event with the thank for volume.
look at the mess I am in. My thoughts of wonderment have been stolen from me.
I have the scrolls.
You saved me. These scrolls will take me from being a simple wordsmith to a legendary poet. You have read my work, have you not?
Yeah. Good stuff. Best ever.
Well, of course you did. You should really visit the sites I wrote about. All 4 poems were based on actual images I spied from the Isle. I am such a genius. Here, read for yourself.
Thanks for the literature, my friend. Alright, so now we've got these poems here, which we should read. Visions of Coldwind Point by Coldwind. I dedicate this collection of poems to my many fans around the globe. We open the book and we get the quest. Peeking Tree. Tree peeked over the hill to see what it could see. The great big ocean is all that it can be. An ocean of cold wind dancing upon the waves. An ocean of deep blue beauty and deep blue danger and mariner graves. Tree stood and smiled all by its lonesome on its hill in the bright day. It was on the land and safe from the deep blue depth in harm's way. The sword like no other. There it rose out on the fields of mist, a great blade of stone, a blade from the past. It rises to the gods and declares its existence. It shouts at evil and all that offend. It is a sword like no other, the defender of the great. It is the Qeynosian Claymore, and it prepares to meet fate. The King of the Thicket. The King of the Thicket rustles in the wind. It tangles with the others smaller, weaker than it. The branches of the lesser strike at it back and forth, but the king stands above them, ruling the forest. No little stumps, no axes of steel, no force on the wrath take it to the mill. In the thicket of oak this elder does stand. It is the king of the thicket, and it will always be grand. Cloverduck is running over the peaking tree right now. The vigilant giant. Around and around the mighty Cyclops goes, searching and seeking perils from below. Monsters of stone and granite attack, and they mock. They strike at the walls of the vessels that rock. But beware all you behemoths from sands deep below. The Cyclops is not evil, it is righteous, and you its foe. Now the interesting thing is, we go to the last point, sorry. The king of the thicket. The king of the thicket rustles in the wind, it tangles with the others smaller and weaker than it, but we already did that. So, our monk's fast or something, don't know. Do you have a spell on called like swift like the wind or something like that? Let me see. Swiftness increases haste. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Let me see. No, I don't see it on you. This over here is the claymore. But the interesting thing is that the vigilant giant, we should have gotten the update for when we ran over to the lighthouse. But we didn't. So, I don't know what that's all about. So claymore is right there. That dancer over here, she has a quest for us as well, so we must grab it.
An adventurer who's new to these parts. Who else would brave the wilds so far from the watchful eye of the Qeynos guard?
I am a bit of an adventurer, and a bit of an explorer.
Adventurer. Explorer. How would you like to be a courier, too?
I am always available to assist a frontiersman.
I prefer the term frontiers lady. But who am I to argue with a legendary adventurer? Please, take this note to Sigurd Sayer, proprietor of Sayer's Outfitters, the frontier trading post just to the north of here.
I will find Sigurd and see what he gets the note. Alright, now we need the vigilant, it's the king of the thicket. The king of the thicket is a rather large tree over here in Archer Woods, and it is it's the same one that you go to whenever you have to do something with the training dummy, which is going to flick it, basically. And that'll be for Dancer too, I think. But here we have Shiny here. Were you guys in range of that? No. This is requires the king of the thicket. There will be a certain point that we have to hit for it to update. If anybody gets it, mention it so we can all come up. Alright, you got it? The lighthouse didn't update me either, so I'm gonna have to run back over there for that, but not yet. I think I'm gonna go. We need to update with Sigurd Sayer at the Mender Hut up north. And that's for dancers, so we should do that while we're in the area. Purpleduff, did your lighthouse update? Yeah, okay, cool. So I just did in front of the right spot. I'm gonna stop at the Mender real quick.
Looking to get some items repaired after a hard day?
Got a quest here with Haddock.
Good day to you.
He says, so then I said, that's what the gnome is for. Huh? What? If you're going to come over here and badger me, why don't you make yourself useful? I say, sure. What do you need from me? He says, I wouldn't. He's a good chap, but he's about as smart as a trog. Me and the big guy here in the middle of something. What do you want? I say, I'm looking for some work. He says, you see, Twinkletoes over there has had quite a bit to drink. The big oaf isn't as coordinated as the barkeep would like him to be. Seems last time I sent him up to get us another round, he tripped over a Ratonga sitting by the bar. I say, and? He says, and it turns out the Ratonga had what you might call financial responsibilities to take care of for the proprietor. Looks like the little furball won't be back for quite some time. Ha ha. The barkeep will throw us both out if the big guy over here comes stumbling upstairs one more time. Besides, I don't think he's feeling up to going anywhere right now. I say, okay, so? He says, you're an impatient one, aren't you? You need to slow down a bit. Sit back, grab an ale, and enjoy the sights. Get up, you drunken fool. You know, when I was a young pup like yourself, I used to be all over the world fighting Dakota with my bare hands. I say, okay, get on with it. He says, and look where it got me. Sitting here with a drunken fool who can't keep both feet on the ground and talking to a whelp like you. Where was I? I want a drink. Why don't you grab the big guy and I an ale? I say, sure, I'll be right back. He says, I'll tell you what I need when you get back. I say, all right. And then, over here, a kinder, gentler soul is Landwin Velimir.
Hello.
He says, do you know love, my friend? And I say, it seems not as well as you. He says, how lucky I am. I have been holding this gift for my love for quite some time, but alas, my duties keep me here. How sad it is that this flower shall wilt in the wake. Still, I am lucky, for her beauty shall never wane. And I say, oh, what does she look like? He says, how does one compare the beauty of a goddess using the words of mere mortals? Her hair is the color of the rising sun, containing the most glorious hues of the dawn. Her skin is akin to porcelain, flawless and immaculate. Her eyes are the green of a springtime meadow with small bursts like the yellow of daisies in their center. Her lithe body is soft and curved like the waves of the sea. I only wish my eyes could witness her beauty once again. I say, she sounds beautiful. Your flowers are wilted, though. Let me gather some new ones. For you. He says, that would be splendid. Last I saw, there was some beneath the shaded tree north of here. I say, I will find them. He says, please hurry. I say, all right. But then we must go upstairs, because they need another drink of ale. So we'll click this keg right here, grab a beer, and then we'll hop over here to Sigurd Sayer for our update.
Welcome, welcome. Please look about. Speak to my merchants. They're quite helpful.
I say, Dancer sent this message to you.
Ah, Dancer the frontiersman. I mean, frontiers lady, as she says. Here, this is for her. An arrow like few others. An arrow she is expecting.
I shall see that she gets the arrow. And then we have Nuts Rollington over here.
Howdy do! Nice to see you.
She says, let's see now. Salt, good stuff. I will need to brown that flour and... Oh, hello there. I say hello to you too. What are you cooking? Smells great. She says, I'm making a lovely warm chowder to share with those in need. However, I seem to have forgotten an ingredient. Would you be a doll and run an errand for me? I say, I have time. What do you need? She says, I need you to purchase some pepper from Merchant Novak and bring it back here. She makes her stand out by the lighthouse near the docks. I say, all right. She says, be as swift as you can. I wouldn't want my rude hump. All right, now, are they getting the flour? They probably are and did. I'm just slightly behind you guys here. Getting there. Alright, we got the flowers over here under this tree. And we're right there on the map. I better be careful with those jumps. I'm not on my scout right now. Alright, let's turn into Haddock.
Good day to you.
He says, hi, great. Why don't you take this? It doesn't look like Golden Roof will be needing it. I say, great, thank you. We're going to talk to him again. He says, shh, do you have to be so loud? Look, here's what I need from you. I think that a roof over there has a bit of a hang-up. Ha, think you can help him out a bit? I would do it, but I've got to stay around and help the poor guy out. And I say, okay. He says, why don't you be a pal and grab my friend here what he needs to get rid of this horrendous, terrible, splitting headache. But bring it to me. I need to give it a taste first before he tries it. I'm a good friend, you know. I've got to make sure he'll like it. I say, okay, go on. He says, great. And hurry on up. I can't be waiting all day. I mean, it pains me to see Ruth in such a mess. Go on now. I say, sure, I don't see why not. I don't need any of those checked out right now. Alright. Landwin Rolomir says, her beauty will never wilt. I say, here are the flowers. He says, splendid, they look wonderful in her hair. I say, most excellent. Then we pick up the next thing. He says, such a powerful emotion love is, don't you think? I say, you seem to be full of it. He says, aye, that I am. Not only is my maiden fair, but she's also resourceful. Many has she taught me of the art of survival and hunting. Her graceful hands make a dance out of the barbarism of warfare. Her eye is better than the eagle. I have long thought that she deserves a bow as remarkable as her. I say, what did you have in mind? He says, the insects of this area are sometimes seen as grotesque, but in them I see fluidity and strength. Their limbs would serve well as a handle to a bow worthy of her refined tastes. I, of course, am still stuck here. Would you assist me again? I need insect limbs to create a bow. I say, absolutely. He says, then go, please, and find the best, most polished limbs possible. I say, I shall do so graciously. All right, there we go. Oh, they're dancing out here. My goodness. Things are happening. Hello there. I see that you guys were having a party without me. Actually, we need to create a macro right away. Add step. First thing we're going to do is cancel underscore spell cast. That and make it where it doesn't interrupt. Well, where it does interrupt what I'm casting. If I'm in mid cast, it'll still cast that Cure Arcane. Then we're going to make a message here. We need a %T, and then whatever my target is, it will say I'm curing. And we need to move that whenever I have a chance. But first, gotta throw some detriments at least onto that. So we want to say that before it goes off. And then I also want to create a macro for this one because it is an interrupt. And so I may need that one as well to go off. So we slash cancel underscore spellcast. And that way when I hit the number 2 on my keyboard, it will cancel whatever I'm currently casting and cast that. And that way we can interrupt whatever's going on that we don't want to go on. Whatever they're casting, we'll try to fix. Purple Dust says probably going to start getting dead soon. It's a good idea. Be sure to go update with Dancer first at the Qeynos Claymore. Qeynos, I can't remember what they call it. The Qeynos Memorial, maybe. But you know what I'm talking about. Why is the city named Qeynos again? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Purple Duff, but it's, yeah, out of game, it's Sony YouTube backward, but the end game is in the don't.
You must be an adventurer who's new to these
Purple
parts.
Duff says I was
Who
talking
else
about the
would
lore.
brave the
I
wild
figured he
so
was.
far from the watchful eye of the Qeynos guard?
Sigurd gave me this special arrow.
Now, can you take that arrow and apply it to a training dummy in Archer Woods? Search for the dummy with a symbol of a golden tree and a green arrow.
What is this arrow?
The arrow is a special marker for some friends of mine.
I understand. The training dummy is actually right over there at the big tree, if we want to grab that real quick. It's the same tree that we were just at a moment ago. Yeah, no problem. So in this area of Archer Woods, at nighttime, you get those gnolls that are trying to come at the moment. In the daytime, you get the forest wardens. Secretary Run got me. I don't know. Do you have a res yet, Hoggins? Nice. He's resing me right now, Double Duff. Busy. Thank you very much. Alright, so the training dummy is right here. And this is where we're on the map. Right there. Training dummy, we click it. It says the target looks worn. A few pieces of arrow still remain, some more recent than others. There seems to be a small symbol of a green arrow over a golden pine tree. You have to fix these tabs at some point. Things are crazy. For one thing, I need to run into this gnoll and die again. That's an important step. But for another thing, I need to remove this tab from the window. So I need to this window. Tell me when things are no longer worth experience or treasure. Alright. Where were we? We just updated the training dummy. And we don't have a checked any journal. So, Frontier Lady's task is the one. Huh. How interesting. I failed somehow to inspect the training dummy. I thought I got the update, but alright, I will go back up and do it again. Maybe I pay enough attention to not run into a gnoll, but certainly there's a shiny over here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And what I don't have on my bar is my call for help. Call for help. I don't even need to call for help right now, because I didn't aggro it. Yeah, I'm not sure why it didn't update. But there's a shiny here by the snow. Oh no, Hoggins. See, I still had my auto run on. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Oh, you know what? I may not have picked it. Yeah, you have to place the arrow on the target. You ram the special arrow deep into the target. That's what I missed. It's alright, we're gonna just keep running. It'll be fine. Oh no. Oh my goodness, I'm blind. Blind, I tell you. Thank you, Hoggins. Run for your life. Alright. Dancer says,
You must be an adventurer who's new to these parts. Who else would brave the wilds so far from the watchful eye of the Qeynos guard?
the arrow's in the training dummy.
I trust that you have done as I requested. If not, Trusaris will tell me. He sees all in Archer Woods, including your every step.
I did not see any Trusaris.
Trusaris is the great oak of Archer Woods. He has lived in these hills for many ages. He has seen much grief in his lifetime. Now gnolls are taking over what is left of his home.
I will help clear this room.
You think you can clear all of Archer Woods? I doubt that, but I would be glad to see you try, as would Trusaris.
I shall do my best. I will accept this ring, which, you know, pros and cons, but I think it can be better than the spider Fang ring. At least it has a little bit of wisdom on it, so I'll get a little less of the element of hitting you. And a little bit of power. Not enough to matter too much. Alright, now I'm going to run over to the lighthouse because I didn't get the update that I ought to from the riddle. Let's see, not really riddle, but the thing. Because that should have been the vigilant giant. And that's for a vision of Coldwind Point. Vigilant giant. Got a new one already. It's good. Ah, Toby says, alright, thanks for the group. That was fun. I'm gonna catch some zoomies. Have a good night. Yeah, you too. Someday I too will go to sleep, but actually have to log in to Watcher of Realms for just a few minutes after this, so that I can do those guild raids before bed. Don't hope to be on for too long, however, on there. I'll actually also update with Corporal Packet as I go by and give me further instructions on that quest.
Hail, adventurer. I must warn you that Coldwind Point is not the safest place. Most of the garrison is on the march, and the gnolls have been sighted nearby. I cannot guarantee your safety.
I hear you're in need of a militia.
With the bulk of the garrison marching after a gnoll raiding party, I am left in charge to defend this isle. Only a hired militia squad can provide us with the aid we seek.
I am ready to march under the banner.
Then you must patrol this sector. Follow my notes to reach each patrol point. Once you have completed your rounds, you may return to me for your pay.
Kilos. Alright, now, on to the lighthouse. Right, I'm getting here. It's a trigger point update. Location update. There we go. Alright. I visited all 4 locations mentioned in the 4 points of play and found them visions of Coldwind Point. Alright, there we are. And so, now, made a little bit of progress in this Antonica area, died a few times. You know, it was a good night had by all. Alright, I'm going to hop off of here. I'm going to actually get on Watcher of Realms, as mentioned, for a few minutes before bed. But, for the most part, I'm going to be pretty quickly getting ready to start going to bed. If I don't see you guys again tonight, have a good night. If you don't follow me yet, be sure to follow me so that you can turn on notifications and see when I go live. Again, hopefully I will see you tomorrow if I don't see you in a few minutes on Watcher of Realms. Good night, everyone, and goodbye.